He's working it out. A good morning to you, cherished viewers. You are welcome to the Koko Digest Morning Show. I am your host for today, Yayira Awuno. We're coming to you live from the studios of Clock TV. You can also catch us on Go TV channel 184. And if you're not in the comfort of your home, you can join us via social media, particularly on Facebook and on YouTube. Now, here's what's coming up for today. On the lifestyle segments, we're going to be speaking with a throat cancer survivor who has now become an activist or an advocate for the disease, the voice of the voiceless as well, sharing information about throat cancer and everything we need to know. So I hope that you'll be prepared to stay tuned for that and tune in with Bevelyn Anobil on the lifestyle segment. And then for the newspaper review, we'll be speaking about some of the very pressing issues that are coming up as we are facing some demolitions going on in Osu RE, and something also about the food that we are going to be having to buy in the late nights, especially because of the 24-hour economy. So we're going to be having some conversations around that. But for now, let us prepare for our motivational quotes for today. All right, as we like to do here on the Koko Digest Morning Show, we like to motivate ourselves and our viewers. And today's quote is by Brene Brown, and she says that you are imperfect, you are wired for struggle, but you're also worthy of love and belonging. You are imperfect, you are wired for struggle, but you are worthy of love and belonging. And she is just trying to tell us today, she's reminding us that imperfection and struggle are not signs of failure. They are part of being human. We often feel pressure to appear perfect or have everything figured out before we can be accepted. But this quote challenges that idea. It tells us that our flaws, our mistakes, and our difficult moments don't make us less worthy. They simply make us real. In fact, it is often through vulnerability and honesty that we build the strongest, most meaningful connections with others. And at the heart of this message, your worth is not something you have to earn. You are worthy simply because you exist. You don't have to achieve perfection or avoid hardship to deserve love and belonging. Even on your worst days when you feel inadequate or uncertain, your value remains unchanged. It is a powerful reminder to practice self-acceptance and to treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer others. This quote is reminding us that regardless of whatever we feel about ourselves, we are worthy of love. And I hope that as we extend love to others, we will extend that same love to ourselves in all spheres of our lives. Now, up next is the weather report with Peter Insia. So let's stay tuned for that. You're welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show. And if you're just tuning in, we're about to have our weather report and then proceed into the online and print review. I have my co-hosts here with me. I have Peter Nsia and Bevelyn Annabelle. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Yeah. I hope you're well.
I'm fine. I'm happy to see you back on the show. What did you bring for us?
Like I said, quickly. Right. So, Peter, how are you too? Up and grateful. I haven't heard that in a while.
Yes.
So, divine selection.
God has given me the opportunity to right my wrongs and make impact. So, up and grateful.
Another day,
another opportunity. How have you been to?
I've been well.
I've been quite. We were told you traveled outside, and so you give
us all Don't I wish? Well, it's been a beautiful time away, and we hope to have more of that. The rest is good. So, Peter, we mentioned that you were going to give us the weather report.
Yes.
So, I know it rained last night,
yes.
and I almost didn't wake up. But the Lord has been good. So, yes, what should we expect? Should we expect more of the rains? Because the heat has been terrible these days.
Exactly. But this morning across the country, it's going to be partly cloudy, with the exception of some two places within the coastal area that is going to experience some showers of rain. And then as the day progresses into the afternoon, most parts of the coastal sector, inland areas is going to experience, sunny period, like as usual, with the temperature ranging from 28 degrees Celsius to like 30 degrees Celsius. And so it is going to be scorchy as usual. And then from the late afternoon into the evening as well, some places within the middle belt, the coastal belt, is going to experience some showers of rain as well. And so the probability of it raining in some areas within the middle belt, the coastal areas, is very high this evening. And so it continues. The rain continues. Like you rightly said, these days the sun is too much. It's more than hell. So yesterday I was asking a friend that if hell exists,
maybe we are practicing, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the specifics, like I rightly said, this evening it is going to. There's 40% chance of rain in areas like Kumasi, Obuasi, Takwa, Seshube-Kwai, Kintampo, Goso, Sunyani. So this evening, the probability of it raining there is very high. And like I said, this morning, it's a bit partly cloudy. And then in the afternoon, it's going to be sunny. And so as always, GMET advises we reduce our exposure to the sun and what have you. But because of economic conditions, you will see people on the sun, in the various, they are just there 24/7.
Yes.
The street hawkers.
Capitalism. They need to make money to eat.
It's not easy. And so GMET advises that as you carry on that duty, you can carry an umbrella, or when you expose yourself to the sun for maybe an hour, you come back, rest before you go back.
So can we use umbrellas in the sun too? Or it's just for rain?
Oh, you can use it in the sun too.
Okay.
You see, the last time I was talking about, Ghanaians seeing people using umbrellas like during the sunny periods, and they feel like you're out of your mind, you're crazy.
Alright, so this is just a quick reminder. If you have an umbrella, you can use it, whether it's rainy or sunny, protect your skin because the UV rays are a bit high. And yes, it is quite sunny, so let's also wear something that is a little breathable and does not absorb too much heat. Thank you so much, Peter, for that. Now, moving into the online and print review, we have our word for the day. Yes. To see how we've become Merriam-Webster Dictionary. We learn English, the Queen's English. And the word for today is contentment. Let's have a look at it. Yes, the word for today is contentment. And the short definition is just a state of happiness and satisfaction. But when we want to go a bit deeper, it tells us that it is a state of inner satisfaction and peace where a person feels fulfilled with what they have and who they are, not necessarily because everything is perfect, but because they have accepted reality. Now, this is just basically to say, it actually even works with our quote for today that, the self-acceptance, the contentment with ourselves, it still helps you to improve upon your own feeling of belonging as well. Now, my co-host here, what you also understand by contentment? Is it a word you've come across? Have you been using it? Peter, I know you make a rap right now.
Today, this year I want to tune a different part, so no more rap. Okay. But then the contentment word, I've been using it a lot because I love it because of what it describes. I mean, the inner, satisfaction, the inner feeling. You being satisfied with yourself inner before the outward one. And so it means that there's some form of peace and calm around you when you feel satisfied.
Right.
Your inner feeling. And so, I mean, I love that. Yes, I love that.
Evelyn, what about you? Contentment?
It's a word that mostly, recent times people, really talk about it, especially when we always preach about self-love and those kind of things, you being yourself, you being happy with whatever you have. Okay, so yeah, I think contentment is not any new word. We've known this word for a very long time. I don't know how long it is, but yeah, it's actually teaching us to be abreast with whatever we have, whatever we do, and everything. It's actually being talked about most times, especially in a world where we come across peer pressure. You are being forced to do something just because everyone is doing it. But you yourself, as an individual, what is it about yourself that you are really satisfied about? What is it about yourself that you really love with your heart? What is it about yourself that you can boast of? You can brag about. What is it that you have achieved? That will make you happy. So yeah, the word is contentment for today.
Thank you so much. That was very profound. So let's quickly run through the synonyms of contentment and then the antonyms. So synonyms are basically the words that are similar in meaning. So if contentment is too big for you, you can use satisfaction, fulfillment, peace of mind, serenity, happiness, ease, and gratification. These are the words that are similar in meaning to contentment. Then the words that are opposite in meaning. So if you're not content, you are discontent. You have dissatisfaction, restlessness, unhappiness, frustration, longing, and discomfort. So we have an example here to use this word in case you've never come across it. So the example says, he found contentment by being honest about what he truly wanted. So this is just to give you an idea of how the word is used in our sentences and what it means to convey the meaning better. Then the insights for this word, lastly, is contentment is often tied to a sense of home, not just a physical place, but a feeling of being settled within yourself. So I hope that today, regardless of what we have, who we are content with ourselves and then strive to do more and be more. So now, straight into the online and print review. I know you have your newspapers, digitalized newspapers. So what do you have for us?
Oh, yesterday we had a very disturbing issue about, Beckham Chelsea winger Dominic Frimpong passed away during a robbery attack on their way after a match. And this is really, really, disturbing. And according to what we have gathered so far, it was in the middle of the night or midnight hours.
Yeah, we have a story on that. So I'm sure the sports segments will go deeper into it, and then we'll also just give a brief overview. So let's go to the newspapers. Do you have your newspapers with you now?
Yes, yeah. But before we go to that, I also have something trending, which is very imperative. Yes, leading, when the Middle East disturbance started, at the center of it all was fuel prices, where it surged to some $110 per barrel in the world market. And because of that, it had an impact on the economy of Ghana because we are not an exemption because our economy, is open to external shocks and what have you. Because of that, the president during the Kwawu Business Forum made mention of the fact that there was going to be a cabinet meeting to find ways and means to reduce the burden on the ordinary Ghanaian. And so the cabinet meeting that was last week, Thursday, they convened and something actually happened that the taxes and levies and margins on petroleum products the president actually tasked the finance minister and the energy minister to look into that and ensure that they'll be able to scrap some off to reduce the burden on the ordinary Ghanaian. We have a video of that. So let's take a look at it when we come back.
Let's take a look at the video, please.
Right, so it's...
Well, while the video is...
yes.
While the video is getting ready, let's go quickly into your digitized newspapers. You know, I keep interchanging digitalized and digitized. I have to check the meanings again. So
I have with me Graphic Business, and on the front page we have meet President Mahamad's Fiscal Council members. And over the week he selected some people to lead the Fiscal Council. And then we have Petroleum Revenue, Governance Crisis Strengthening Investor Confidence. This is by PIAC. And then we have GHA faces costly hands for elite coach to rescue Ghana's World Cup campaign. And then that's one too. I know the sports segment to talk about it. It has become a whole lot. And then we also have a petroleum price build-up component recreated. And that is the story I was talking about. We have COPEC flags 1 cedi 70 pesos relief to consumers. And this is what is trending, and this is what is making headlines on the Graphic Business.
Right. Thank you so much. Evelyn, what about you? What do you have for us with your newspaper?
So I have Daily Graphic, and the first page on the graphic says that government rules out free primary health care, about 150 districts targeted for phase 1. Also, I have GFA turns World Cup veteran. He rose as Black Stars coach. I don't know if I pronounced the name. I butchered the name. Yeah. So we also have another one. Queen Mother calls for Ojura suspension. Yeah, that's when you look at the graphic, it's on the 13th page. And we have another one. Mofa Central Group signed fertilizer production pact. Yeah. So this is what I have on the front page of the Daily Graphic.
All right, thank you so much. So moving into the very first story, that was a story Bevelyn was touching on earlier. The Brecum Chelsea player Dominic Frimpong killed in an armed robbery attack. Now, briefly, I'm going to just read a little bit of the news. The sports segment will go into much detail about this. So before his rise to the top level, Frimpong featured for clubs including Tudu Mighty Jets in the Garfa Division 2 League and OPAC FC. His development also included time at Atram Diviseur, and it is a well-known football academy in the country. And at the time of his passing, Frimpong was officially a player for the Aduana FC. The incident reportedly happened along the Gosu Bibiani Road near Ashiresu in the Ahafo region, where armed attackers blocked the road and opened fire on the vehicle. Players and team officials were forced to escape into nearby bushes to protect themselves. Now, in a statement, the Ashanti Regional Police Command, through DSP Godwin Ahianyo, the head of Public Affairs Unit, assured the public that efforts are underway to apprehend the suspects as quickly as possible. Well, we wish his family our deepest condolences and may his soul rest in peace. Peter, since you know a bit about football, do you have anything to say with regards to Dominic Frimpong?
Yes, I mean this is very sad. This is a very talented young lad who has a whole lot. He has a whole lot to deliver, and then it begs the question. This is not the first time we seeing this. The same team 2022. We recorded that same incident, and then this year and many others. And so it is high time the Ghana Football Association and other stakeholders sit down to ensure that the Premier League, these players are being protected because it's becoming too many. But when you check statistics, I know the sports segment will give it to us. It has happened from at least every 2 years we see incidents like this, and which is very sad. At the end of the day, what happens? we are all grieving, we all send our condolences, and that's all. Leaving the family, the parents, and the loved ones. And so it shouldn't be something that we should be tolerating. And I know that as this one has come up and everybody is talking about it, the necessary measures will be taken to ensure that this thing become a thing of the past. But it's a very sad situation. You telling your family, your maybe
there's
your
such
friends
a
that
talent, and then your life has just been cut short.
I mean, it's very sad. So going forward, we are looking. We hope that the authorities will step in and protect these players for us. Already we have what we call. I mean, we are not even proud of our Premier League. We are not proud of it. A whole lot is happening, and then those players are even not safe. And so
then imagine when they get into the bigger leagues.
It's serious.
Right. Thank you so much. So this is a quick reminder to send your comments to our WhatsApp number displayed onto your screens or to the YouTube or Facebook live stream. We'll read them aloud here. And then when the phone lines are opened, I will also do well to alert you so you can call and weigh in on the conversation. Now, moving on, we have a story here about AMA to begin the night enforcement against unscreened food vendors. So the Accra Metropolitan Assembly has announced plans to commence a special nighttime enforcement operation targeting food vendors who operate without mandatory medical screening within the metropolis. According to the AMA, the move forms part of broader efforts to strengthen food safety, compliance, and improve sanitation standards, as well as to ensure that residents were protected from foodborne diseases across the city. So, public health issues, and considering that the 24-hour economy policy has also been launched, people are going to start venturing into businesses that go into the night. And now AMA is saying that these vendors need to undergo a form of medical screening, so we know that their health is up to or at an optimal level. But do you think there is more that should be done?
Exactly. There's absolutely more that needs to be done. And this has existed for quite a long time now, that you can't just, wake up and hit the streets to sell anything or just establish any joint. So I would like to also add, daytime activities. Now, this news actually concentrates on the night activities. But then there are laws in this country that demands that before you even sell pure water, you need to undergo some, screening. You need to be tested to ensure that you are not affected by these airborne diseases, the tuberculosis, the hepatitis, and what have you. And it looks as though many people do not know that something of that sort exists. Because before you go and sell your kusiani mako, you have to go through that process. You need to be tested. You have to have a handler's certificate under the AMA, laws. You have to get a handler's certificate before you can sell. Pure water sellers, Indomie, and what have you. You need to get a certificate. You can't just go there and be saying you're going to sell. Because most of the times you buy something, you consume something, and you get an effect. And sometimes it's not always about it not being cooked well or preserved well, but it's about the handlers, those who sell it. So you have to go through that process before. And then I see this to be a very good move, and to educate the viewers as well, so that anytime you want to buy something, you can ask of, the vendor's, certificate, something that shows that proves that the person is healthy to actually sell. Because we are all victims. When you're going out, you feel so thirsty, you buy sachet water, you buy bottled water, you just consume it without knowing the health, as to whether the one selling it is healthy or not. But we have the laws that mandate that before you hit the street to sell anything at all, you need to be tested to get a certificate that shows that you can actually sell. And it is not limited to street vendors alone. Chefs, from high restaurants to whatever, local restaurant and what have you. And so I think that going forward, it should be part of our habits that anytime you go to buy something, when you're going to buy something from your favorite plug, you can ask, what is your certificate that proves that you can actually sell, just to help help all of us. Because some people, where they prepare the food, even it's not healthy. Talk less about their health as well. And so it is something, and I applaud AMA. It is something that we should encourage. And then going forward, you see, those days, the people who are responsible of ensuring that people abide by these laws are what we call the Saman people. But these days, we don't see them. Yes. So they should deploy more of them. We should see the actions. We should see them, working, so that something like this will be a thing of the past. And then, talking about the night aspect of it, because it is night, people think, oh, there's nobody coming, so they can just do anything at all. They just speak something, they just cook something, go to the street, roadside, and sell. So I think that it is high time they regulate these things, and this is a right step in the right direction, and we expect more from them as well.
Thank you. Bevelyn, let's hear from you.
I think it's a very good initiative, because recently we saw a report where a fishmonger around Tema New Town has gone to buy fish. The fish, the cotton.
Yeah.
I don't know the name for it, but you've bought fish and then you've gone to put the fish at the roadside. There were flies and everything. So I think this type of initiative is going to help us to what we take as individuals in the society, because you cannot bring us sicknesses and diseases and we go to the hospitals and waste our money just because we are paying for the consequences of your inability to do what you're supposed to do as a seller. So I think it's a very good initiative.
Okay. So I want to ask both of you and also our viewers that, as AMA is saying that they should have some sort of medical certificates about their health, do you think that it is discriminatory? Because somebody may have a chronic illness, but one way or the other, to survive, they are going into some of these endeavors, food vending or whatever the case is. So where do we draw the line so that the tag of it becoming a discriminatory procedure would not be there?
We are talking about health, public health, and so if you don't meet somebody who say the qualification, if you don't meet it, it means that you have to find other options. Yes, so we don't have to compromise for anything at all. I made mention of the legal laws. Let me just state the laws so that people will understand, viewers will appreciate it better. So we have the Public Health Act 2012, Act 851, the national law that prohibits selling food under unsanitary condition or food that is unwholesome. And then we have the AMA Food Safety and Hygiene Bylaws 2017, the local law that specifically mandates that every food handler in Accra must have a valid medical certificate. And now we ask who is covered. The law defines food broadly. It includes everyone from high-end restaurant chefs to street-side boiled egg sellers, the Kusiani Mako people, and then the porridge sellers at the joint.
Why do you keep mentioning Kusiani Mako people, Peter?
No, you see,
he ate something and it's giving.
You see, because we don't know, somebody would just.
I understand, because these are like basic street
and you think that you wouldn't need any law or any permission to do that. And then the certificate that I spoke about, the certificate, let's take a look at the process. It's very simple. And so you have to, first of all, you have to visit and you have to buy the forms from any AMA revenue office or sub-metro office. Then there's the medical test. You visit an AMA accredited laboratory. They test for infectious diseases like typhoid, tuberculosis, and hepatitis. Then once you are tested, if you qualify, then the certificate, if cleared, the Metro Public Health Department issues food handler certificate. And this certificate is valid for 1 year and must be renewed annually.
Okay.
And then it's just 60 Ghana cedis. Oh, I'm saying just, I'm sorry, it's 60 Ghana cedis. It's 60 Ghana cedis. And so this should be something we should all, prioritize to help, prevent some of these outbreak of cholera and what have you.
Right.
It's very serious.
Okay, so, but I think we're also blurring the lines between the health of the handler and then their hygiene, personal hygiene, and then also environmental hygiene. Yes. Because I see that you mentioned that there was a fishmonger that brought fish and puts it by the roadside. Yeah. But what if after going through the medicals, as we like to call it, she's okay, but yet the fish we buy from that lady would still be causing us illnesses? So I think let's try and draw the parallels here. And then, is it that this procedure or this process that's going to be, or this initiative that's going to be undertaken, is also going to factor in the hygiene issue, or is just the health of the vendor?
I think all aspects should be really looked at, because, I mean, you as the individual, you can be okay, you can be fine if you've checked yourself and then you are permitted to do everything. But what happens to the food itself that you are going to give to the people? Is this supposed to make them, ill after taking it? Is it supposed to create problems after they get sold?
Right.
So these are some of the issues that we have to look at.
Okay, so 1 minute. We have the PRO for the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Mr. Gilbert Ni Ankra, on the line. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister, and good morning on behalf of the Mayor of Accra, Michael Papalo, to all your charities.
Good morning to you too once again. Thank you so much for joining us. And we want to ask a few questions with regards to this crackdown on the food vendors. So, firstly, what exactly is the criteria you're going to be using to identify on-screen food vendors during the night operations?
Thank you very much for the opportunity once again. And just as you said, yesterday, officers of the Public Health Department of the AMA, led by Madam Florence Kuchi, embarked on a night enforcement, a special night enforcement exercise to ensure that food vendors, especially those operating in the night, go through the necessary mandatory requirements of screening, after which they will be certified to sell food for public consumption. Currently, as we speak, as an assembly, the data we have, a lot more of the food vendors that we have, especially those operating in the night, have not registered or been screened or certified. Hence, this very exercise to ensure that we get them in. So what is going to happen, or what happened yesterday, is that we had our men move out there, and then if you are certified, you will be given some form of ID card, let me put it that way, some form of certification. So where we get to a place where there is anybody operating any food, that seller is expected to provide that particular certification. And it's not only you alone, but all other persons within that particular eatery or providing service for persons with to food consumption. So that is how we were able to identify, or we are going to identify some of these food vendors who have not been certified.
All right. So this screening, what exactly does it entail? Is it some sort of medical checkups for the vendors, or it is a hygiene issue, or even both? Are you going to also be checking their environments, the food they cook and the ingredients? What exactly does it entail?
Sure. If you ask environmental health officers, obviously, when we get to a premise and there are other issues, sanitation-related issues, which are contrary to the Accra Metropolitan Assembly's bylaws, they take action. So, for instance, they get to a place where you have refuse uncollected, you've not seen the refuse, you just expose them like that within your premises. It's against the law, and they are going to take action. This particular exercise, in as much as it is focused on getting the food vendors, picking the data and getting them back to the assembly for the screening exercise, we are also looking at some of these other sanitation offenses. But for the food handler certificate, what normally happens is that we bring the vendors to the assembly, blood sample is taken by a certified lab we work with, after which they are going to run some series of tests. And then they will come out with the report with respect to the fact that you are safe to prepare food for public consumption.
Right.
So it is basically with respect to a blood screening to ensure that those who are handling the food do them without any form of disease which is can be contaminated.
All right. So what happens when, after these blood tests have been conducted, some people are found with certain illnesses that may be waterborne or foodborne? Will they be given any, compensation to get their health back, up to standard, or they'll just be sent home?
So what we do as an assembly with respect to some of these things is that we work closely with this lab within our jurisdiction. And as such, when some of these things are found, there are medical advice given to the vendors. There are instances where they are even taken through counseling, medication to ensure that they go away from such disease. So there is a mechanism where they are taken through to ensure that whatever is worrying them is dealt with.
Okay.
It includes medication and even counseling.
All right. So will there be a grace period given to these vendors before the enforcement starts?
Friday, the deadline we gave as a city was Monday to get all of them to ensure that they get the screening done. They come to the assembly. If you look at all our South Metropolitan District Councils, we are working with Ablekuma South district, which is around the Tanzba area. If you come to Ashedu Keteke, is also within the Dalmatian area. If you come to Ablekuma South, the office is closer to the Koko boxing arena.
Right.
So these areas are being dedicated aside the main office near the Kimbu and the one close adjacent to the Bank of Ghana. So these areas were designated for persons to move into, ensure that they get themselves screened. The deadline was actually Monday, but enforcement has taken place.
Okay.
And we as a city, just as we said, will move in to ensure that people selling food, especially those operating within the night, comply. So that is it.
All right. So with regards to the number of people, how are you going to ensure that you're able to actually do this work in a rigorous and streamlined way where you can attend to every single vendor?
Oh, no, it is something we do as a city. So with respect to the screening, all we need is, currently as I speak to you now, we can say on authority that 85 to 90% of persons who are operating in the day, selling food for public consumption, have been screened and they have been certified. They have their food handler certificates issued by the Assembly. And this is with respect to the Accra Metropolitan Assembly jurisdictional area. We will ensure that within those operating there in the day have been certified. That is why we moved the focus to deal with those who are in the night. So the capacity to deal with them is there. We are calling, and let me use this opportunity once again on behalf of the Mayor, Honorable Michael Kwapwalote, to call on all food vendors, whatever you are selling, even if you are selling water, it is for public consumption. Come over to the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, any of our South Metropolitan District Councils, and then just ask of the Environmental Health Office, tell them you want to do your food handler certificate, and I can assure you that you'll be taken through the process. The cost is not anything to worry about at all as a city, and it is very, very affordable. For instance, depending on where you are working with, if it is less than a 5-star hotel, for instance, you are paying as low as 60 cedis.
Right.
So it is something that it is not about cost, and we want to urge everybody to come on board so that together we can be able to build a city, a strong city, devoid of diseases where we all live in and love it.
All right. So is this a decision that all the metropolitan assemblies in the country have taken, or it is strictly an AMA initiative?
Let me state that in as much as it is happening within the Accra Metropolitan Assembly's regional area, as a city, we work closely, and the Mayor, Honorable Michael Pakwalute, just as we've seen in recent past, our interagency or city collaboration is very, very key. And as I speak to you now, it has been enhanced to the extent that the last decongestion exercise we did, for instance, we collaborated with 5 sister assemblies.
Okay.
So I can assure you that within our sister assemblies, for instance, Kroli Kote, Municipal Assembly headed by Honorable Atubezi, is also doing well to ensure that within, because we share boundaries as a city, and we have our residents moving in and out. So we have to ensure that we work in that holistic manner, that collaborative way, so that we synchronize whatever we do with respect to enforcement, so that we will be able to develop the city. So it is something that the other municipal assemblies will be taking up. I don't know whether it has started, but as an assembly, we began ours yesterday, and we're moving to ensure that we get persons who are selling food for public consumption certified.
Okay, so again, you would have officers on the ground to, make sure everything is going well. Are there any measures going to be put in place to prevent them from harassing or exploiting these vendors?
Oh, of course. And I can say that on authority, Kankesi, the mayor, currently as we speak, our public health officers or staff of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, you cannot come in to harass anybody, any of our stakeholders we are working with in any way. It's about enforcement, and as such, ours is to ensure, the main aim is to ensure that we get them to be certified. So if you even go in and then harass them, and at the end of the day, you don't get them to come to the assembly to get certified, it doesn't work. So in as much as we are using some form of enforcement to get it done, engagement is very, very key in what the mayor has asked that it be done. So we are also trying as much as possible to engage them very well. So it is not about harassing, and it's not about even extorting any money, because obviously we have other teams which will be moving around to also ensure and monitor what is happening. So I can assure you on that one. And let me use this opportunity to also let the vendors know that if any of our staff come in to extort any money, harass you, feel free to report to the assembly, and I can assure you that the mayor is going to take action.
All right. So finally, how does the AMA intend to support any vendors who may be found wanting when it comes to the public health and safety standards, help them to meet these standards?
Can you please come again?
So I was asking that how does the AMA plan to support any vendors who may fall short of the standards? How do you plan to help them to meet these standards that you have set?
So, just as I said, the mayor has made it quite clear that engagement is going to be key in whatever he's going to do to get people to comply. In as much as enforcement is also very, very important, engagement is key. So our officers are going to engage them, explain to them the reasons why they are supposed to get themselves cleaned, and then if, for instance, you fall short of coming, if we have visited you today, and you'll be issued with summons to compel you to come to the assembly. If we come again and you have not responded, summons would also be issued. The next time we come, it will be prosecution, where we are going to drag you to the court for prosecution in accordance with Accra Metropolitan Assembly's food handlers bylaws.
All right, but I was asking that after someone has been screened and it comes up that they may not be a suitable fit to become food vendors on our streets here in Accra, what does the AMA intend to do to help them to get back up onto the standard set?
Yes, just as I said earlier on, as a city, after the screening, if anything is found, there are medical officers there who are going to give you counseling if that is what the protocol demands. After which, if it is medication, you will be treated as such. So provisions have been made to ensure that persons who may have one or two illnesses are dealt with, come out of it or to manage it.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time with us. Thank you for such an exposition. We hope to see you one of these days in the studio. Do have a good day.
Thank you for having me. And on behalf of the mayor, just as the rains are in, we want to urge everybody to be responsible. Sanitation is a shared responsibility. Don't dump into drains, don't dump indiscriminately. Let us come together as a city to build Accra where we can all live in and love it.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, so we've heard a little about quite a lot actually. We've heard about the screening of the food vendors, and I think it's a very good initiative. And I mean, for the fact that there would even be support provided for any vendors who may have some health issues, that's very beautiful, because imagine going for screening and they tell you that you have this condition, so you cannot be on our streets, and yet maybe the vending is what this person is probably using to support themselves, even for their medical bills. How would it go? Wouldn't that even cause some sort of riots in the country, that they are being discriminated against because of their health? Anyway, moving to the next story, it's about over 1,000 residents of coconut plantation in Osu-Ari, Accra, rendered homeless after homes were demolished. So more than 1,000 residents of coconut plantation in Osu-Ari within the Ladade-Kotopon municipality have been displaced following the demolition of their homes on April 11. Now, the exercise, carried out under the supervision of the CEO of Anyok Holdings, Clemens Jato, forms part of a broader effort to reclaim state lands. The operation has left hundreds of residents displaced, and a joint team made up of the police, national security, and military personnel provided security for the private firm contracted by the government to reclaim encroached state lands. Another demolition exercise. And I think when I was reading the story extensively online, I think something about a lady even fainted and then was not, revived. She was not able to be revived. And then also I think there were questions about whether notices were given in. Apparently these notices were ignored. What do you think?
I see this as a reflection of a deeper national land governance challenge. Because like you rightly said, that another demolition again. This year alone, we've seen a whole lot, from Kejano to Sakumono to Tesh Chado to Awodomi to Kaswa. We've seen a whole lot. And so I think we shouldn't be treating this topic as just a demolition exercise, but then we should tackle the issue, the root cause of it. Already we have, land issue in terms of ownership and what have you. And this particular land that we are talking about, Osu-Ari, it's a whole lot. There's this contention about it. And then people are of the view that the person that led, the demolition exercise is a private developer. And so the questions people are asking is that, why is the private developer of interest in this? Is it that they are taking over the place to ensure that the private developer embark on his activity, or it's meant for government? And so this issue, like I said, should be looked at thoroughly. And then every day when this demolition exercises, takes place, the ordinary Ghanaian suffers. Now, talking about the fact that they were given notices, reading the story, it seems they were given a 1-year notice. And so you giving notice without providing an alternative for them is something, it's also questionable. And so some of these people have lived there for their entire life. Some people were born there, they've lived there. So my question this morning is, if you know such places are a no-go area, why do you allow people to go there, settle in, build their houses, establish businesses there, and then later in the year you come in to tell them that they don't have to stay there, and then you pull down their properties, a whole lot was lost, and whatever, like you rightly said, a woman who collapsed and whatever. It is something that we should take a critical look at. So if we have places that is meant for the government and it is a no-go area, we shouldn't allow people to go there. When the encroachment starts, we should avoid it. Like I've been saying, we don't have proactive measures. Our approach to solutions is just reactive. We wait for it to happen and then we tackle it. These people that have been displaced, how are we going to, meet up, or how are you going to help them? Because we say that we've given them a 1-year notice, they were supposed to move, and that is it. Properties have been lost. And so it is high time we look into the issue about, lands, government properties, the property that belongs to the chiefs and what have you. It's not that we are against development. We would love to see the whole of Accra, embarking on developmental project. We have modern markets, places, and so we should just do the right thing. In as much as the right thing has been done according to the law. Last week we were talking about what the law says about giving permission or giving notices and what have you, properties that are built on government lands and how government reclaimed them. We spoke about that, but we should go beyond that. If you want to move them, what is the alternative? At the first place, what measures have you put in place to avoid people from, encroaching properties like that? And so it is very worrying. It is very disturbing. Some families. So every building that was pulled down is a start of a story. Every family, parents are there paying huge amounts of fees. They are paying medical bills and whatever.
They wake up to find
this. It's serious.
Right. So Beverly, do you think this demolition is justified?
Honestly, I'm sad because this demolition especially has affected most of my church members. Our church is also Baptist Church, and if you look at the demolition where it started from, when you're going to Labad, UK, you get to Akweje, you check the Shell filling station, all the way, there's a junction at the Shell filling station. That side, all the way, like all the buildings have been brought down. It's so sad. It's so sad, especially the fact that, before demolitions, they give them prior notice and everything. Especially with the Kaswa Markets demolition we saw recently, that was like last week or last 2 weeks there. Even the day before the demolition, there were announcements being made. But these people, that happened to be even like their place of work. Even with that, they were compensated. They were given places to go and occupy for a meantime whilst they modernize the place. But this is a place where people have lived for decades. This is a place where people have built their homes. They've built their future. Because if at every home you find a great grandparent, a grandparent, most generations, they've lived there for so many decades, and you want them out of the place and you don't give them any compensation. Yes, you want them out of the place, but what measures have you put in place as government to go and stay? Have you given them places? Have you given them compensation? Or take this amount of money, get yourself a rented place with your family and everything? All these things were not, looked at before, demolition. Some of them even had to travel to other places. Then you come back and then they tell you that your house has been demolished.
So I have a controversial question I want to ask. So in this country, we usually hear of, the most controversial one or the most popular one we know of is the fact that some state lands ended up in somebody's will. So the question, this is the preamble I'm setting, that so as it seems that there has been a norm over the years where state lands become some politicians' personal property, and in turn, they tend to probably give it out to people to encroach upon and all of that. Then maybe a new government or that same government says, no, this land is state property. We are no longer, or you are not supposed to have ownership of it. So we are clearing all the people. We are revoking whatever documents that, stated that you were the owner. Do you think that could be another reason why this is happening? Because there are some parts of the country we know are state property. Obviously, nobody is going to build their house around the Jubilee House or around the Black Star Square just because it is state property. Or because, Abine there, everybody can go there. But here, with this coconut plantation, we are seeing that people were living there. Do you think that it is as a result of somebody giving them that permission?
Well, from some of the victims, I had the opportunity to speak with some of them because most of them were from my church. And according to them, there were times where, there's a change of government. And then they'll come, this government has told you to leave the place, to evacuate the place. Oh, no, you can stay here. So you see,
political reasons.
For political reasons. So to gain the vote. So you've given them the permission to stay there, and they're comfortable because they know that yes, they have the backing of this particular group of people who are in authority. So definitely they are going to be there. They will keep multiplying, of course. These people around the coastal areas, not to be somebody. Yeah, they keep multiplying, and then they keep putting up new structures. Meanwhile, you go into the town where people are living and you see produce permits, otherwise your house will be demolished and everything. And these are places, when you look carefully, these are places that they don't even keep the place. Sorry, they don't even keep the place. It's almost
become a slum because everybody is just moving there.
And it's a very serious situation. You give them money, you tell them, stay, you can stay. It's creating issues, it's creating problems. Let the people know the truth. This is state land ownership or whatever it is. You are not supposed to be here. Tell them, give them the appropriate. Don't use because you think you are
going to get votes.
You are going to get votes, so you allow them do what you're not supposed to do.
Right.
So yeah.
Peter, you seem to want to.
It's a very serious issue concern you raised, and that has been a problem in this country, and that's why I started with my submission. I made mention of that it's a deeper national land governance challenge because right now I didn't want to go to the political aspect of it, but it is important we add it because right now the ownership of the land is being contested. You see, like I said, the man who led the demolition exercise, we are told, is a private developer. And now, so the question people are asking, is it that the piece of land belongs to the private, individual, or it's for government, or it's for the traditional area? Currently, we don't know who the land actually belongs to.
Because I also heard, to cut you, Peter, I also heard that it's a government, ownership land, and I learned that the contract was given to, a particular person, not only the place, the one there, not only the land there, but some, lands. So that's what I heard. I don't know how true it is, but we are yet to find out anyways.
All right. And, according to some of our housing policies that we have, there is supposed to be some sort of compensation when these things happen.
Right.
And, you mentioned that it seems there haven't been any compensations. But then also, could it be as a result of the fact that the notice to vacate the place was ignored? Because I think that when we are being, in an idealistic situation, you've been told to vacate the place. And this is somewhere you've been living for a while. You should be able to at least go and tell them that, okay, if we are vacating this place, what is the way forward for us? Are you giving us another place to go and stay? Because, like you said, maybe some previous governments gave them the freedom to stay there. So, okay, please, your predecessor said we should stay here. Now you say we should leave. Do you have anywhere in mind that we can go for the meantime to get our affairs in order so that we don't end up losing all of our property that we have acquired over the years? So in this case, could it be that the compensation didn't come because of the fact that they ignored the notices?
Yeah. For the facts, the answer is yes. They ignored the notice. According to the law, they even went beyond the time limit permitted, 1 year. And so now, in terms of compensation, like you rightly said, nobody would want to build close to Jubilee House and the others because you know it's for government. And so if you go and build there and they come to demolish it, you don't expect, you know, government to give you some form of compensation. You know that it's for government. It is government property. And whoever permits you to build there know that some years to come, you'll be asked to stay away. And so if you know this risk and you go there and you build on it, and government comes to, you know, pull it down, you don't expect any compensation. But over the years, Shraj, the Commission on Human Rights and Administration Justice has come to, you know, say that when some of these things happen, demolition exercise, they should, you know, give them something. They should compensate them.
Yes.
But then it is not within the law.
But okay,
it's not,
even though it is not a legal thing, the moral aspect of this, the ethical aspect, where we are human beings.
Yes.
So I know something will be done about it. But in this case, where I find it difficult, or where I will agree with you that there should be compensation, is the fact that if that area was not made known to the people that no, this is government property, state property, you can't be here. If it wasn't made known to them and they went there to build unknowingly and now you want them to stay away, then that is where you have to compensate them.
But how then do we even track these? Because according to Bevelin too, a few people she's spoken with have mentioned that it was a different government that gave them the go-ahead.
Right.
And they've had a whole year to try and vacate this place.
And they've been there for so many years. In fact, when you go there, when you see the videos surfacing online, you can see that there are grandmas, like people who are like 70 years and above.
Wow.
And that is where they've lived. They call the place their home. Imagine you've lived in a place for like more than 70 years, and then all of a sudden, yes, you've been told, so many times.
One year.
How massive was the? How do I say it? How massive was it? You know, telling people to leave. Is it about just leaving? Leaving? Where am I going? You get it? It's like they've actually settled there.
Yes.
That's the right way. They've settled there.
So the argument here is that
compensation, I feel like, is very, very necessary. Because if you are telling me to leave where I am, where do you expect me to go?
Did you buy the land?
I didn't buy the land. But where exactly do you want them to go?
So
that's the question we should be asking them. Because records or statistics is saying that there's over like 2,000 people. Where are they going?
Now, see, we've been talking about development. We've
Right.
been talking about sanitation. We've been talking about a whole lot. This isn't the fix, as like I rightly said. The beginning of this year and then I think the last part of 2025, this exercise began to ensure that we keep our places clean. Now, we are entering the rainy season. Just recently, when it rained, we saw what happened. So, I mean, this is part of a whole, activity to ensure that we clear our waterways and what have you, ensure that, we have the right structures in place. But for me, with this issue, I think that if these people were not given, an alternative, that you can stay here for a while and get a place to settle permanently, then that is where the argument comes in. But then also looking at the period given, 1 year, if you are willing to move, and then if you are not blind by the fact that politicians will come and tell you, oh, stay here, they won't do anything, you will stay here. If you are not blind by that and you indeed wanted to move, 1 year was enough for you to find a place to move. It is not always that we have to embark on these, exercises. Some of these demolition exercises, some of these people built on waterways. They built on, government lands, government properties. Government needs this place to embark on developmental projects, and we want to move you, and you say you don't want to go, we should give you a place to. I mean, for the first going there, you knew that this place is not safe for you to build. And then I will tell you that most of the people living there, they did not put up their best structures. They were building somewhere. There's something like makeshift, and they are there. So they are aware of it. In as much as we blame government, in as much as we are calling for compensations, we should also, caution the people. It shouldn't be that, intentionally you go and build, and then government has to compensate me else. I mean, we should draw the lines. We should draw the lines.
I get where you're coming from, but this is, it's the coastal areas we're talking about, and we are talking about people, a certain group of people, okay?
Yeah.
Education also matters here, okay? Let's take it that somebody who is like over 70 years, like 50 years, 80 years there, knows that yes, this land belongs to government. There will be a point where we are supposed to move. But what happens to like as the generations unfold?
Yeah.
What happens to the people too that probably state?
Yeah.
Like the person has come to meet that this is a group of people. Let me also settle there because people are there. What happens to certain groups like the group like that?
So it's our problems are intertwined. There's education, there's also honesty and transparency. But then another question I also want to put out to us and even to our viewers is the fact that our national housing policies are always, promoting upgrading the slums, affordable housing, and even inclusion. So I want to ask, the demolition juxtaposed with an upgrade, which do you think would have been a better option? Because obviously we cannot question what exactly the government wants to use the land for. But considering the fact that this land issue could have been used for maybe something like affordable housing where it is state land. So maybe structures put up there would be for the states, people would, rent and then pay to the government or something. So do you think that we should have or they should have looked at an upgrade to the place rather than a full-on demolition?
I'm sure they thought about it and they realized the impact of both. And I don't think that after this demolition exercise, they're going to, put up a structure there. I'm sure it will be used for a different thing. And maybe looking at the plan, the overview of the area there, those places, those structures are not supposed to be there. So I'm sure that they put all this into consideration before embarking on the demolition exercise. And like you rightly said, as we can't question what government currently, I don't want to even say government because we don't know who currently owns the place right now.
Well,
whether for the traditional
state land.
And the state land led by. So then it means that they should explain to us if it has been given to a developer to embark on certain things. We should know rather than they're saying it's a state land, but the demolition exercise was led by a private developer.
So the private developer was sort of working hand in hand with the government, according to what the story is saying. So maybe it's just via contract.
Right.
But as you're also saying, I want to ask, you said maybe it may not be a structure put up, but something else. And I'm asking from the human perspective, where they will say that whatever they are going to use their lands for, is it of more value than the human lives and livelihoods? These people all contribute to the economy and they are human resource in the nation. If someone is to ask such a question, what do you think, everybody listening, everybody watching, everybody, in agreement with the fact that, yes, let's, clear the slums, let's do our town planning properly. What do you think they will see?
I mean, it is not more important than the human life. That is great. It is not more important than the human life. But then we say that development comes with pain. It comes at a cost. There's been the need to, demolish that place. And that's why I said that there should be a thin line between demolition and displacement of people. It shouldn't be always that you embark on demolition exercise and people are displaced.
Right.
It is not fair. So it is high time we draw the thin line between the two so that anytime they want to embark on any demolition exercise, the people would not be affected.
Right.
We've had too many of these issues from Kaswa, Kenya, and a whole lot. And so
the people even buried a traffic light.
So it is high time. Right. I mean, we become so intentional about these things. There should be more of education.
Right.
The district assembly So it means that they don't have to sit in their various offices, the town planning, district assembly, and what have you. They should be,
because who even knows the next location? That they come to Peter's area and they say, this is government, so Peter, vamos, carry your family and then go.
But
where are you going?
The truth is that there is nobody occupying a piece of land that do not know that this place belongs to this person or this person. The truth is that most of these people know, but then maybe they give themselves time that maybe I'll be able to settle here for let's say 5 years. By 5 years, I'll be able to achieve whatever thing I intended achieving. And so at the end of the day, most of these people living in these areas might not be the original settlers. The original settlers might have left. They settled, they knowing very well that this is for government. They settled there for maybe, let's say, 2 years to achieve something. After that 2 years, they go. And then this boils down to urbanization, the migration of people.
Drifts, yes.
You understand? So people migrate to Accra. Everything is here in Accra. Everything, all developmental projects, everything is here in Accra. So I think it's high time we decentralize some of the projects. And that's why I love what transpired during the Easter season when Kwawu was enjoying, the people of Gomoa too was also having. So there should be, equal distribution of, the government kicking, whatever. And once that happens, we wouldn't be seeing some of these things.
Exactly. Right. So, like as Peter said, we are not against development, but it shouldn't be at the expense where people are being displaced and stranded. We are all citizens. We vote for people to come to power. So, as they're making certain decisions at the top, they should also think about the people. Right.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this conversation, Peter. I hear you have one trending story you'd like to share with us.
Yes.
I also have one.
Okay,
story.
So let's get into that quickly and then we wrap up for the sports segment.
Yes, so it's very imperative, and it's all about the cost of living, the fuel prices, and whatever.
I hear pure water is 70 pesos. Is that what you're about to do?
I wanted to even talk about that because it's an issue we need to address. This is the time we need to act as youth, because Saturday I came here on Saturday on my way back at Kaneshi. I wanted to buy water, and then the woman said 1 cedi. I asked, why are you selling it for 1 cedi? And then she made mention of the increase. I said, no, they threatened to increase it, but government has intervened, and now so there's no increment anywhere. Then she told me that where she picks the water from, they've increased it. So I went to a place where these street vendors speak. And then I was told, I said, the producers have increased it. So, it is high time we settle this. Because some of these things, immediately the price goes up and we don't talk about it. It has come to stay. Yeah. There's no way they are going to reduce it. It's like transport fares. If it increases and, things become easy, there's no way they are going to reduce it. So we have to check this thing. They've not increased, prices of anything. And so they should sell a sachet of water at the normal price. You shouldn't be taking the exorbitant, prices from people. Right. And then she also cited that she can't be under this, and that is fair enough. But so we have to speak to the producers that they shouldn't increase it. They should give it to them for the same price, so that they also not increase it for us, because it is justifiable. If you've increased it and I'm supposed to be working in the sun for a very long time, you don't expect me to sell it at the same price. And so we are pleading with producers, please don't increase the prices. So let me move on to the trend. Right. So talking about these exorbitant prices and transport fare and what have you, government, there was a high level, government, meeting, which the government, president, asked the finance minister and the energy minister to look into the petroleum taxes, the levies and taxes and the margins to, reduce or scrap some for a period of 4 weeks to, reduce the burden on the ordinary Ghana. There's a video. Let's take a look at it when we come back.
Cabinet has issued is that the finance and energy ministers should take immediate steps to reduce the price of fuel through the removal of some taxes and margins on fuel, effective the next pricing window, which is about a week from today. And this is supposed to be done as soon as possible. Second, the transport minister has also been instructed to ensure the expedited deployment of newly acquired Metro Mass buses. You recall that over the weekend I announced the arrival of 100 Metro Mass buses. Another batch of 100 buses are expected in August, and then the last batch of 100 are expected in November to make up 300. But currently we have 100 available, and the Transport Minister has been instructed by Cabinet to ensure expedited deployment of these buses in high traffic corridors to ensure that it alleviates any difficulties that may have arisen out of the recent fuel price increases. The Transport Minister has also been charged with ensuring that these Metro Mass buses, in addition to the existing ones, charge or maintain transport fares which are lower than what private sector operators charge. And this is to ensure that Ghanaians are cushioned, especially when we reach peak periods at the rush hour. In addition to this, the President took the opportunity at the Cabinet meeting to remind all ministers and senior government officials and appointees to adhere strictly to his ban on fuel allowances and the allocation of fuel. And this applies to all ministers and senior government officials. Let me indicate that the reduction or removal of some taxes and margins, as I've indicated, which should lead to a reduction in fuel prices, effective the next pricing window, is supposed to last for an initial period of 4 weeks from the next pricing window. After the 4 weeks, the situation will be reviewed, and as and when it is deemed necessary, appropriate actions will be taken. So these are the major decisions taken at today's emergency.
Right, so that was the Minister for Government Communications, Felix Kwakye Ofosu. So Peter,
yes,
back to you.
Yes, and so this is currently the talk of town. And then, you know, per every liter of fuel you buy, with these taxes, levies, and margins, there are about 13 of them. And then out of the 13, 7, you know, is what government, it actually affects government revenue. And the 6 is for other stakeholders, transporters, and whatever. And so a whole lot of people are talking about the fact that these taxes are in a way not significant. Some for 4 pesos, some as low as 1 peso, 1 CD, 12 pesos, and whatever. And so if government wants to, you know, suspend some of these taxes for 4 weeks, how is this then going to, you know, impact on the ordinary Ghanaian, or going to relieve of the burden of the ordinary Ghanaian? And then experts have also said that if government say suspend about 2 or 3, government is going to lose a whole lot. And this will also affect the revenue target for 2026. You know, 2025, government was not able to meet its revenue targets. There was a shortfall. And this year, they've set it to around 280-something billion. That's the revenue target. And so with this external shock and what is happening, it means that if government tries to, you know, scrap or suspend some of these levies for that 4 weeks, it means that government is going to miss its revenue target. And so this has become the talk of town. And others are thinking that maybe government should scrap or suspend the levies on, you know, the ones that goes to stakeholders or the petroleum sectors, rather than the one that directly impacts on government revenue. And it has become, you know, a whole lot since, you know, the Middle East conflict. And then last week we heard that there's been ceasefire for 2 weeks. And that helped, that dipped, you know, the Brent crude oil, the world market price. But we are also hearing that there's some form of misunderstanding. So the crude oil price has also surged again. And so it means that government would have to take action. And then even prior to this, the minority in parliament called for the, you know, the abolishment of the 1 CD tax, saying that it has outlived its purpose. And then financial analysts and tax analysts came to say that once that is abolished, it means that we are going back to do so. And already people in the Ashanti region, Volta region, are already complaining about power outages. And even here in Accra, sometimes
recent times,
yes, it's becoming a whole issue. And so this is what government has to actually deal with. And I also like the fact that he reiterated on the fact that government appointees, take full like just like that.
Right.
And so I love the fact that he reiterated the fact that it is still in existence, and he has planned that to ensure that the ordinary Ghanaian benefits.
Right.
And so in terms of the bus deployment, I have an issue, but I'm just waiting for how it is going to be deployed.
I also wanted to even ask that, considering the world markets or the prices, especially with the conflicts ongoing, where now fuel prices may be fluctuating, would it really be an ideal initiative to embark upon to scrap some of these taxes and some of these levies on these, on the fuel and some of the other, levies that you want to take off? Is it going to help us at this point in time, especially as you're saying, there seems to be another price hike, and now you're taking down some things? How then are consumers going to even react, especially these are our drivers, the transport industry especially? How is it going to rub off on them?
Yes, and so that is why some stakeholders are saying that it isn't a good idea. The timing is very wrong. Like you said, prices are volatile. So the timing is very wrong at this time. But then we are hoping to see. The minister said it is supposed to begin in the second window. Every month every 2 weeks, prices are being upgraded. So the second window is beginning somewhere the 16th of this month. And that is expected to last for like 4 weeks. So we are hoping to see, and we are eager to know which of the taxes that these two ministers are going to scrap, and then the impact it is going to have on a liter of fuel.
Right.
So we are hopeful.
Okay, so Beverly, you mentioned that you have a trend, so let's get into that quickly, and then we wrap up.
I have a very disturbing story.
Disturbing
story, because yesterday in the some part of the Ashanti region, a head pastor of a particular church was allegedly, attempting to bury a 5-month-old baby girl.
Wow. Why?
I don't know. We are yet to find out. But then this is the news that I saw on social media yesterday evening.
Or she was
the
alive,
baby girl
actually?
was not dead. The baby was alive, rightfully alive. And then there was someone who saw the incident from afar. And he wasn't alone. He had people, like about 2 people monitoring to see if they can get
The coast is clear.
the thing done.
So
yeah.
could it be for ritualistic purposes? Or we're yet to get more information?
We are getting more information. I think on our next discussion, we'll have to talk about it.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me for this conversation. Thank you also for tuning in. Up next is a sports segment. Don't go anywhere. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And join us.
ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to Sports Update on Clock TV, Koko Digest. My name is Opoku Isaac. You can call me landlord, the only landlord in Ghana football. Today, it's Tuesday. Nice one. We are live on Koko Digest, and I'm not here alone. I'm here with my man, James Benatel, aka Man Marcelo, aka Headmaster. We are here to talk about Ghana football, football around the world of sports. Union of European Football Association, UEFA Champions League second leg quarterfinal is coming up today and tomorrow. Finally, the senior soccer team, the Blasters of Ghana, after sacking coach Otto Addo yesterday, we had the good news. We've gotten a new coach, a coach from Portugal. So we've gotten a new coach from Portugal, 73 years of age. We are asking, is he old or is young? And we're going to talk about the Ghana Premier League. And the wonder kid in FC Barcelona is also doing wonders in FC Barcelona. So we go on straight to our first story. It's all about the Ghana Premier League. Over the weekend, there was a lot of matches that went on over the weekend, but there was a very sad news, a very bad sad news which happened over the weekend. How do you call it? One of a player from a team lost his life because he was attacked when they were going back after playing a match at Summerboy. When they were going back and they had an accident, and Ambrose attacked them and he was shot and he's dead. We are going to delve more into. So we'll go straight to the first story. Ghana Premier League over the weekend matches were played. Accra House of Folk lost to Vishin FC 1-0. Kumasi Asante Kotoko traveled from Kumasi to Takwa and lost 4-0 to Mediema FC. BBN Gold Stars also lost 2-1 to Adriana Stars. So the big teams were falling and the top flight too was falling. Once again, I'm not here alone. I'm here with James Benate, aka Man Marcelo, aka Headmaster. James, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Up and grateful.
Fantastic. I hope today you not
talk
about
today,
Barcelona.
I will not talk about Barcelona.
Good. All right, so let's start. Ghana Premier League over the weekend. Matches were played. Kotoko lost. Accra House of Folk lost. BBN Gold Stars lost. So Mediema is first on the league table now. Your take on the Ghana Premier League?
Thank you very much. It's getting more interesting day by day, and the league is very getting difficult and much more interesting. Going over the weekend, especially on Saturday, House of Folk got the opportunity to win and close the gap because Gold Stars lost their game, but unfortunately they lost against Vision FC, which I think it was a fair result. The Vision FC played very well, and then as usual, House of Folk don't normally, or they don't know how, their strikers don't know how to score goals. They find it very difficult when it comes to goal scoring. So they squandered every chance that they got, every opportunity, and then Vision FC got just a chance and they utilized it. So I think for that aspect, of course, Vision FC deserve it. But the surprise results, I was surprised because of the margin, Kotoko and then Mediema. Yeah, just because
you knew Mediema would beat them, but not the goal range.
Right. And of course, they're on top form, Mediema. They're on top form, and Kumasi Asante Kotoko, as usual, things hasn't been going well with them. And of course, they lost by 4
incident that happened was when Berekum Chelsea were leaving Summerboy to Berekum. They had a bad news. Arabs attacked them, and one of their players lost his life. Dominic Frimpong dies on the highway because of robbery attack. What's your take on that issue?
Landlord, I was very sad yesterday, and Dominic, I know Dominic personally. When I was playing in New Edubiase, we were going to Asin Asempane, Asin Praso, Asin Dansami, Asin Fusu. So he came from he is coming from Asin Dansami, and he was very young by then when I was playing over there. But I knew him. He came to Atram Divisa. He was playing there, then had the opportunity to play for Ediana Stars. They signed him, and he went on loan to Berekum Chelsea. It's very unfortunate. A left-footed striker, I mean, very unfortunate. It's very sad. And this is not the first time. Way back 2008, it happened when Wow Stars were on their way to Accra to play Accra Suffolk. It happened to Legon Cities on the same stretch. It happened to Ashgold, Kumasi, Asante, Kotoko, and it's like our people are not really paying much attention when it comes to that. The best option and the best thing to do is when a team is going to play, you travel a day before, you find yourself a nice hotel or apartment, you lodge in there. After your game, you just have to rest, sleep, then the next day you move. That's the best option. That's professionalism. But here in our case, our clubs are not really financially stable like that. So the club managers will just allow them go a day before, or on that day they will go out done. They'll go and play the league match, and the same day when the players played, after 90 minutes, the players are very stressed and they need to rest their feet and all those things. They will sit in a car. And we know the road is no good. Ghana, our road system is very, very bad. And all long 8 hours, 7 hours drive back to where you are. And it's kind of very bad. We really have to look at this thing again and look at how we'll go about our things. The FA needs to come in hand with the clubs. Let's find solutions to it. We've been talking about this thing several times. Yesterday, most of the sports stations were talking about this. Tuesday, Wednesday, Adina could go, and then we'll go back to square one. I think it's about time we need to involve the police.
Well, I listened to the PRO. He said most of the times when they are going to away matches, they go with the police escort. But this time around, they didn't go with the police escort, and they didn't even use the team bus. They were using a normal transportation.
Yeah, their team bus got a little bit.
So right after the incident happened, the team was able to reach out to social media on their official page. It's a club statement. On our way back to Berekum, from Summerboy to our team bus was attacked by a group of armed robbers who were blocked the road to prevent our passage. Marksmen, yelling guns and assault rifles started shooting at our bus, but the driver tried to reverse. The players and the staff fled into nearby bush to take cover. Unfortunately, one of our players is badly injured and is receiving attention at a nearby hospital, waiting to be transferred to the regional hospital. We are grateful for the police patrol team for this rapid response. Sports journalists who quickly the information. Town of Ashiwe, who provided temporary shelter for our players and officials of Bibiani Gold Stars. Stars who are offered tremendous support. We are also grateful to all wishes last, but not the least, the President of Ghana Football Association for his prompt response in the difficult moment. We will update the general public as development unfold and wishes our players Godspeedy and speedy recovery. Berekum Chelsea. This is a statement from them. And also, FIFA President Gianni Infantino also has written something to the team Berekum Chelsea. He said, I'm deeply saddened to hear the tragic passing of Berekum Chelsea Football Club Dominic Frimpong following a report attack on the team while returning from a Ghana Premier League fixture. On behalf of the global football community and everyone at FIFA, we send our condolences to the family, friends, and everyone at Berekum Chelsea and Berekum Chelsea FC and those who knew him. So this is from FIFA President Gianni Infantino.
So, I mean, it happened around 10:30 thereabout, and I was listening to their captain. He said, so I felt if they were in their bus, that couldn't have happened. Because the captain...
They always could have identified.
Yes, so the captain was like, oh, he was the last person before Dominic. But when he entered, he was like, there were some things piercing him. So they were the armed robbers were using torch, and then they identified him. So he came out, and they searched him. They took out his money. And later on, they got to know that it was a club. So they saw the Brekum Chelsea, and the armed robber, one of them was like, shit. Sorry for my word. Shit. So I think if they were in their bus, this couldn't have happened.
All right, so that is what James is saying. And lastly, Minister of Sports and Recreation has also given them a message. It's a message of condolence from the Minister of Sports and Recreation on the passing of Dominic Frimpong. It is a profound, sudden and deeply sorrow to wake up to hear the news of tragic passing of Dominic Frimpong following the armed robbery attack on the team returning from the Ghana Premier League. While it is unfortunate that the bright future has been cut short, we find it solely in our hearts and trust Lord divine wisdom. We pray for strength and comfort for his family and those who are affected by this tragedy. Rest in peace, our brother and Frimpong. That is from the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, signed by head of PR Barbara Tanko. So there's unfortunate news that happened over the weekend of Brekum Chelsea. But lastly, I remember very well, Kumasi Asante Kotoko came to play a game against Legon Cities at Ewak Sports Stadium. But when Kotoko was going, they had an accident and also lost 2 lives. And the FA said anything that comes to play a match at away, they need to sleep and move their bus the next day. I think they didn't implement this thing very well because our roads are bad. And we know traveling at dawn and night so is very dangerous. I think that is a big lesson to all the teams who always play matches away too.
And you see, landlord, I get it. But my problem is the FA. What have you guys done about this situation? You've brought a communique that anytime an away team comes to play, you need to sleep. All comes with money. There's money. You have to. You see, you just can't come and sleep anywhere. Whether a nice hotel or an apartment, all involves money. So yes, what's the FA doing about it? The FA can go to the security service, like the police, talk to them. This is what you are facing. This is what we want you guys to do for us. You can even talk to. Let's say you can go to Rebata with hotels around. The FA, it's a big platform. FA is a big platform. We'll advertise for you free. This is what we want you guys to be doing for our clubs. We need to involve. We need to find solution for this. Not any say Abeka Nitra, then we just go because after 2-3 days we know this thing Ghanaians will forget about it. But we need to find solutions. We are losing lives. And let's take it for instance, clubs. Look at what they are doing. See, a club, let's say, has registered 30 players. Form of employment. So look at the number of clubs we have in this country. It is releasing some form of unemployment away from the street, for the system. So the government need to involve themselves. They need to involve. We need to involve. We need to find solutions. We can't be losing players each and every time. The road is bad. So we need to find different solutions to this. All
right, so that is James for you. The road is bad, so we need to find a different solution. A big condolence from the Clock TV crew, the sports and the morning show to Dominic Frimpong's family in Brekum. That is well. Everything in this world happened for a reason. We go on straight to our next story. A wonder kid of FC Barcelona B, Abdul Aziz. He was formerly playing for Dreams FC. He played in the under-20, a left-footed player who is doing wonders in Barcelona B. Over the weekend, he was able to score a goal and also give an assist for FC Barcelona in the Barcelona B team. And the Barcelona coach was around to watch him, and some of the Barcelona players, the likes of Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, Juan Garcia, Joao Cancelo was there to watch him. He's a very good player. That's him on the screen. A very good left-footed player playing for Barcelona B, doing wonders. So don't be surprised that in the next 2 or 3 years to come, you see in the Barcelona senior side. James.
He's a wonder kid, of course. When he was playing for Dreams FC, very young. He's still young, but he was very, very young when he was playing for Dreams FC. And the long range goals, the dribbling, the energy. So I'm not surprised what he's doing there in Barcelona. He went last season, and then they on loan, and they signed him again for another season. So I think he's really doing well, and I just pray to God that, he will get a permanent deal at Barcelona, because, if you're in Barcelona, and the way he plays and the system that Barcelona plays go hand in hand. So I'm not surprised of his performance. He's really doing well, and I hope they promote him to the senior side just to have a feel of how things go. He has a bright future, and I'm really happy for him.
He has a bright future, and I'm really happy for him. That Abdul Aziz, who plays for FC Barcelona, be the wonder kid doing wonders. We just hope that in the next 2-3 years to come, he'll get a call up into the Barcelona senior team. Let's go to Union of European Football Association, UEFA Champions League tonight and tomorrow night. The second leg of the quarterfinal is coming on today at Metropolitano. FC Barcelona traveling from Barcelona to Madrid to play Atletico Madrid in the second leg. And also in England, Liverpool versus Paris Saint-Germain. Then tomorrow at the Allianz Arena, Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid, the Galacticos. And then the other match is playing against Arsenal at London versus Sporting CP. But let's take it to today's game. Let's start from Liverpool and Paris. Is it over for Liverpool?
It's not really over for Liverpool. Anfield is the most noisiest stadium, and I think at this time, but when you come to England, Anfield, and they need a number 12 man, which is the supporters. It's a very difficult game, a very dicey game for Liverpool, and if Liverpool can win. If they get their first 2 goals in the first half, or even get a goal in the first half, they can go ahead and surprise Paris. But then, I think Paris Saint-Germain has 60% of qualifying.
All right, so let's come to Atletico de Madrid.
I'm not talking about Barcelona today. I'm not talking about Barcelona.
You need to talk about the game, not Barcelona.
I'm not talking about the game.
You are not talking about the game.
Because the threats from your producer and you yourself, I'm not talking about Barcelona.
Who was threatening you?
But on a more serious note, Barcelona should forget about the comeback. It's never going to happen. Barcelona can win by 2-1 or 1-0, but they come back.
But they are not qualifying to the semi-final. All right. Then tomorrow, Sporting CP traveling from Portugal to London to face Arsenal. Is it over for them?
Yeah, of course. I said it last Thursday that it's over for Sporting CP, because they normally score their goals when they are playing home. If you look at from the group stage to this round 16 stage to the quarterfinal, they normally score all their goals when they are playing at home. They are very strong in their home grounds, but when they travel away, the results are very bad for them. So it's a done deal for Arsenal. Yeah.
So Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich.
Another difficult game for Real Madrid. Bayern Munich is just scoring goals for fun. And looking at how things are going with Real Madrid, it will be very difficult for them. It will be very, very difficult for Real Madrid to qualify to the next stage.
All right, so that is James Bernard Ted for you. Union of European Football Association, UEFA Champions League today and tomorrow. FC Barcelona traveling from Barcelona to Real Madrid to play Atletico de Madrid at the Metropolitano. Then Paris Saint-Germain from Paris to Liverpool, England, to play against Liverpool. And also tomorrow, Arsenal sitting London against Sporting CP. And Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid. But me, as a Barcelona fan, I'm not promising any Barcelona fan anything, but just watch out. Something is about to happen today. Unsa how much in so toy. So something is about to happen today. So please, if you are saying a prayer, say one for FC Barcelona and say one for Lamine Yamal. Today, something will happen. Let's go to our last story. Finally, the moment Ghanaians have been waiting for, the moment the whole world have been waiting for. We now have our head coach. And since Nyanko Pomba Blaster will be playing a match at Heaven because we have a head coach. We've gotten a head coach, a very fine grandpa. This one, he's called Grandpa when he's 73 years of age. Grandpa Carlos, the same name if you don't take time, you commit yourself. So I'll let James help me with the same name.
Carlos Curious.
Carlos Curious. Yeah. Finally, yesterday, James, GFA, in collaboration with the Ministry of Sports, was able to name this man as our head coach.
For the first time in 6 years, I think the GFA has, for the first time in 6 years, done something good. The coach, we basically need an experienced coach. A coach who, if he comes to your dressing room, you all will bow down to him. Because looking at our Black Stars, the guys are like stubborn rats. That's, excuse my word, but that's how I can use it. So you need a coach who has seen it all. This coach has coached Luis Figo, has coached Cristiano Ronaldo, has coached Mohamed Salah. And none of our Black Star players go close to these guys. So it's very good. It's just for a short term, but I think just for 4 months. But I think it's a very, very, very good deal. We need this experienced coach. And for the first time, I think we'll get an identity. The Black Stars will get an identity because for him, we know he's a defensive coach. It's very, very difficult to break through his lines. And then also, he brings some form of discipline to the Black Stars, to the players, and you have to give your best. For him, you have to give your best. You have to give 100%. He don't care whether you are Kudus or Jordan, if you are not performing, he will sit you down. So for me, it's a good deal. We are just hoping that and for himself, if things goes well, he can talk about his contract. They will be given a long term. But if things doesn't go well, then I think that's that. So it's a good one. We are just hoping we get 1 or 2 matches to play. He's seen the players, then we are good to go. He's experienced.
He's an experienced coach.
He has coached most of the clubs around the continent. He was an assistant coach to
Manchester United.
Yes, Alex Ferguson. Those times he has
coaching Egypt.
Yeah, in the 90s, 1991 to 1993, he won the Under-20 World Cup with Portugal. He has coached Portugal. He has gone to Iran. He has coached Egypt, and so he's coming with a vast experience from all the continents. It's a good one. It's really good one for us.
It's a good one. So the sports minister, Honorable Edie Kofi Adams, said right after this coach was employed, he said the new Black Star coach will bring some level of reading, understanding, and possible even the search for other talent that we have and added that we already have. We can be ranked 74th by the FIFA, but we will surprise everybody at the World Cup. And right after the coach was named, he also said something, Carlos. He said, "Dear all, it is a deep sense of gratitude to GFA, responsibility and humility that I am embraced to this new chapter with the national team of Ghana. Football has given me a lifetime of challenges, lessons, and unforgettable journeys all over the world. Today, I accept this mission with the same passion and commitment that I have guided me through my career. Ghana is a nation of talent, pride, and footballing soul. I have arrived with respect for its history and believe in its future. Together with unity, discipline, ambition, we will work to honor the expectation of a great football nation. That is not just another job, it's a mission. And I am ready to give everything of my experience and knowledge once again in service of the game and the happiness of all people to the future." So this is from the head coach, Carlos Curious, saying about his job. Just the final words about this.
It's a mission.
It's a mission.
It's a mission. So we are just hoping for the best. I'm very happy that at least we have a heavy a man on the bench, a heavy face on the bench, that the players have to give their best to him, because if you don't give your best, I mean, no matter who you are, he's going to bench you, because he has worked with senior players. So like I think we are good to go. We have a heavy face coaching us, so it's really good. It's really good.
All right, so this is where Tam Pebedas. All right. So
yeah. So before we go, today happens to be the birthday of Samuel Abe Ashikwe, Maestro. Happy birthday, Maestro. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. And I pray for more contracts for you. I mean, he former Olidade player. He won the Under-20 World Cup of Nations with the national team. So happy birthday to Samuel Abe Ashikwe.
All right, Samuel Abe Ashikwe. God bless you. I never knew you were an April born. Legends and kings and queens are born in April. If you're an April born, actually, you are a special person. I'm the first April born. I'm the starting April, the second April. So if you are born in April, whether you like it or not, we are special. This is where time permits us to end the sports update on the Koko Digest Morning Show. My name is Opoku Isaac. You can call me landlord, the only landlord in Ghana football. Up next is Peter, one of the finest gentlemen in this house. Umuni plug now. Every day is wearing suit. Very fine gentleman. And his producer is a female. Producer is a man. And the deep picture, he's coming up with the business segment. Peter is up next.
Charlie,
One
Hello there, good morning to you and welcome. This is the Business Update segment. I am Peter Nsia. Now to our stories. In 2025, Ghana's government reportedly failed to collect over 600 million Ghana cedis in potential tax revenue because 199 million litres of petroleum product were not accounted for according to the 2025 Petroleum Product Analysis Report. The report says the missing figure should have generated income for the state through taxes, levies and other regulatory charges applied to imported petroleum products, but the amount were not properly recorded.
The Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies estimate that the unaccounted volume is about 2.1% of Ghana's total petroleum supply for the year. The analysts examined petroleum supply and consumption pattern from January to December 2025 and compared key figures with 2024. It also highlights rising imports, declining refinery output, and increasing exports, whilst warning that weak accounting raises risks related to fraud, exchange rate pressure, and national security.
Away from that story, Ghana's government continued its recent pattern of undersubscription in the domestic treasury bill market on Friday, April 10, 2026, failing to meet its ambitious 5.57 billion Ghana cedis borrowing target. Although officials aim to improve liquidity across 3 different maturities, investors showed restraint after several prior weeks of weak participation.
Total investor bids amounted to 5.31 billion Ghana cedi, falling short of the auction target of 7.57 billion Ghana cedi by about 259.71 million Ghana cedi, approximately 4.66%. The 91-day bill attracted the most interest, with bids of 4.44 billion Ghana cedi and the government accepting 4.43 billion Ghana cedi at a yield of 4.91%. For the 182-day bill, offers reached 521.96 million Ghana cedi, all accepted at 6.77%. In contrast, the 364-day bill was only partially accepted. 348.94 million Ghana cedi was bid, but only 162.59 million Ghana cedi was taken at 9.97%. The subscription rate was 95.34%, while analysts attribute the cautious approach to concerns about higher long-term borrowing costs.
And on to our last story, Cabinet has ordered a temporary suspension of certain taxes, levies and margins on petroleum products to ease the pressure on consumers amid rising crude oil prices linked to the U.S.-Israel-Iran conflict. The Minister for Government Communications said the Finance and Energy Ministers will remove selected taxes and margins at the next pricing window, with the relief lasting an initial 4 weeks. However, uncertainty remains about exactly which charges will be cut and the likely effect on government earnings, especially since fuel taxes are part of national budget financing.
Currently, each litre of petrol or diesel includes total taxes and margins of about 4 cedis 20 pesos, with major contributions from the energy sector shortfall and debt recovery levy and other taxes, plus Distribution and Unified Petroleum Pricing Fund (UPPF) margins. Margins are paid to petroleum sector entities such as NPA, BOAST, and PHDC, meaning reduction requires stakeholder consultations. Analysts also warn that cutting 1 Ghana cedi in fuel taxes could shrink revenue by roughly 500 million Ghana cedis monthly. Some consumers fear temporary relief could later become permanent taxes.
That is it for the Business Update segment on the Koko Digest Morning Show. Thank you for staying with us. I am Peter Nsia. Up next is the Lifestyle segment with Annabelle. Please stay with us.
Good morning to you, our cherished viewers, and you're welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show right here on Clock TV. My name is Annabelle Bevlin Ejibia, and today we are having a very, very, very interesting conversation, and especially when it has something to do with health. I'm sure you don't want to miss this very important conversation. You are going to find out, some things that is going to wow you this morning, some things that you didn't even thought of. Mostly we often think of healthcare workers as, ones that, hold the shield, protecting us from illness. But what happens? What happens when, they are also at a point where, they also need that kind of loving, everything that they need, protecting us from our illness. But what happens? What happens then? So you don't want to, miss this very important conversation. This morning, we are going to be talking to Madam Mary Amankwa Fojo, who is a throat cancer survivor and a passionate advocate for awareness. Auntie Mary.
Yes, my dear.
You are welcome to the studios.
Thank you.
You are welcome. It's nice to have you here with us this morning. We are very privileged to have you this morning. Please, how are you doing?
I'm good and I'm glad to be here.
Right. We thank God. We thank God for your life as well.
Sure.
So we have a very short time, but we are going to make sure that you help us, understand when it comes to this very important conversation. So we would like to start from somewhere, from the very beginning, with the fishbone issue. Can you please walk us through what actually happened?
Thank you so much.
Right.
Greetings to your audience.
Right.
I like banquet tilapia pao.
Aye.
So I once upon a time went to enjoy my usual banquet tilapia and I was choked by the fishbone. Later, they have to go and take it off from Konibu Teaching Hospital. When they tell us about 2000, year 2000. After taking it off, years after, let's say 7 years after, I realized my voice was changing. So I went back to them. Reported that after I came to take this bone off, I've experienced this change of voice. My voice became very hoarse. Like you have a long time kata and you are trying to talk and the voice is not coming. That's the way my voice looked. After thorough investigation, nothing was found. I was referred to the speech and language therapist. I went, I couldn't see anything and I stopped. So it became part of my life as me living with the hoarseness of voice. So one day I got up, I saw a swelling behind my ear. Even with that, I was thinking it was infection. I started treating it myself, taking antibiotics. It wasn't going. The swelling was big. But after the antibiotics, I was expecting it to go down. It wasn't going down. It was still the same. But it was painless. It wasn't paining me.
The swell wasn't painful?
No, it wasn't painful, but you can hold it. I reported to one of my doctors, and they asked me to come to Kolibu for further investigation. When I came, after all investigation, it came out I was throat cancer stage 4. To be more precise, cancer of the larynx. The larynx is what we call the vocal box. That is what brings out our voice when we talk. As we are talking, the people hearing you, whatever is bringing out the voice is the vocal box. At the same time, we breathe through it, and then we talk through it, we eat through it. So it means I'm having challenges with these three. My breathing, my talking, and my swallowing.
This is very serious. So at what point, or did it ever occur to you that it will turn out to be throat cancer?
Never. Especially I don't have history.
Okay.
There's nobody in my family who has ever gotten throat cancer. So after throat cancer, I never thought of it. I was thinking it was just a normal growth that will dissolve on its own, or it's an infection. I never thought of cancer at all. So the diagnosis came out.
Right. So let's go back. Right after taking the banku and tilapia, you said after some time you tried to go to the hospital. At what point did your voice, started becoming hoarse or changing?
7 years after I've gone to take the bone out of my throat, the fish bone out of my throat.
This is very this is a very serious situation. So after you went to see the doctors and they told you it was throat cancer, how did that make you feel?
We know cancer. We are talking about cancer. It's not something you can joke with. Especially me being a health worker. I had knowledge about cancer in their stages.
Right.
I've nursed cancer patients and I know what they go through. So it wasn't an easy battle. The worst of all was when they told me I was going to lose my voice. Because that was the area where the cancer was really eating up.
Right.
So they have to take up my voice. After taking the voice, okay, you take up my voice and let me be free. They said no. After taking up your voice, you can breathe through your nose. So we are going to create a hole at your neck. This will go straight into your lungs, and that's where you are going to breathe for. I've breathed from my nose for over 30 years. The sudden change of me breathing through my neck, I have to go through a process. So I have to go and see a clinical psychologist to psych my mind. It wasn't an easy battle. The question I keep asking myself is, people are going through this. Ghanaians are going through this. Some are making it, some are not making it. How come the public is not aware of this? And then looking at my stage 4, stage 4B, I really battled to the extent that I have to lose weight from 90-something kg to 35 kg. You can see my pictures.
That's a lot.
Drastic weight loss.
I don't know if we can have the pictures displayed as, you know, she walked us through her history.
So it got to a time I thought I would not make it. In fact, all those who came visiting me had no hope that I could make it even in the next 1 month. So I got to a time I have to promise God. I have to start saying things. Right. I don't know which of them God will listen.
At that point, you just wanted to talk to God.
I tell you, so one thing I told God is, God, if you grant me a second chance to live, in spite of that facial voice or whatever, I will be an ambassador of throat cancer. Because whatever I'm going through, I don't wish anybody on this earth to go through. Living like this is not easy, my dear. Your voice is your power. We don't value our voice till we lose it. Right now, I appreciate voice. If somebody make any list noise, I appreciate it because I don't have it. Let's assume your voice is what is paying you, giving you your salary, and you lose it. How do you continue your life? So whatever I'm going through, so far as your family member or anybody close to have not gone through, doesn't mean there is no throat cancer existing. Or right, and then cancer of the mouth, cancer of the throat, they are existing in a lot of Ghanaians are dying from it, and we need to pay attention to that area of health.
Right. We've come to know that you're also a health worker. So, madam, apart from the normal, smoking and then drinking of alcohol, that can also lead to throat cancer. Now we've come to know that fish bone can also, in a way, lead to throat cancer.
Okay, actually, I can't contribute my cancer to the fish bone.
Okay.
Probably it was a coincidence.
Yeah.
The cancer was on its way, but because I had a fish bone encounter,
it triggered it.
But and I've also realized that it's not only drinking of hard alcoholic beverage, persistently drinking alcoholic beverage, but there are other form of things that can also give you or predispose you to getting the throat cancer.
Right. Can you walk us through?
So when we talk about alcohol, hard alcohol, sometimes when you get overexcited, you try to miss things, and then you drink. As you drink, you can have contacts in your throat, and it will give you a lot of problems in future. Smokers, tobacco, shisha, all the other form of smoking. I'm passionate when it comes to smoking because the one smoking is a candidate. You sitting by the one smoking, inhaling the smoke you are also a candidate. So don't think, oh, because me, I don't smoke, but I live among smokers.
Right.
Probably my husband smokes, my boyfriend smokes, my wife smokes, and I'm with the person in the same room.
Right.
Please, it's a cardinal point you have to take care of. Those who work at the chemical factories, they must insist the management must give them protection by giving them fixed masks so that when the machine producing these chemicals can hinder their life in future. Now you think you are young, you are energetic, and you can do things. Vibrant and can do things. I tell you that a time will come, it can affect you. Aside that, the most common cause of throat cancer in Ghana, and I don't want to go far, in Ghana, which Kwelebu is recording, Kofanoche is recording, that is recording, is a virus called HPV infection.
That's a common one.
That is the common now. That is the common now. So when you get the infection and you have a history of drinking and smoking, then it means your survival rate drops down. So the HPV infection, human papilloma infection, there are so many of them.
Okay. Does it affect? Who does it affect? Does it affect both men and women, or
the two of us?
Okay.
Both men and women. And then there are so many of them. But the one that really causes the cancer is the 16 and the 18. And then you can't predict who is having it because it's an infection. People with multiple partners, you can be faithful. But whoever you are doing that with, I'll show you the person is faithful. You yourself, I'll show you are faithful. So oral sex is the norm of the day. When you talk about oral sex, people take it for a joke. But if I tell you what oral sex is, ending life of people in Kwelebu, Kofanoche, and the rest, you marvel. Right now, you are doing things to keep our partners. I love you. I don't want you to go. Do this for me to make me happy. Some are experimenting, especially with the youth. Experimenting at the end of the day. When you get the condition, ask yourself, will that man or will that woman stay by you? So I am begging my people. Oral sex can be dangerous at times, so they take caution of their lifestyle very well.
Right. I want to take you back to your earlier submissions. Talk about, I'll come back to the HPV, but you spoke about, smokers and smokers especially. What happens to a fishmonger that, has to do with smoke a lot, or somebody who wakes up at dawn, with firewood and those kind of smoke? Does it also, what's the risk factor?
There are at risk. The problem is not you smoking the fish or something, but what you are putting in your nose, what is passing through your nose. So you should be able to protect. Nowadays you start using the face masks, but it's very important you start using those things again, because as you inhale, if there are any chemical that can affect your throat, you can still be affected. So we are all not safe.
Auntie Mary, we would also like to, come back to your treatment. How was the process like?
It depends on your stage of cancer after the investigation. Because I was very advanced in the condition, I have to start with surgery. So I started with surgery. By this time, I've gone to theater 14 times. Santa, when I say 14, the people are like, wow, 14. I have people who have gone over 20 times. They are still fighting for their life, and they are even not getting what they want. They are having challenges with swallowing and other things. So my 14 days a list of what others are going through. And then after that, I went through chemotherapy, radiation. It's not an easy battle to go through that treatment. But thanks be to God, He favored me. And I was able to go through successfully until they look at me now smiling and advocating. That was my wish, and it has come true.
But what's the most difficult part of the treatment? Because we know that your voice box has been removed and replaced. So what happens to how you eat, how you drink water, and how you breathe?
As at now, I'm a neck user. Okay. When you look at this thing on my hand, it's a bundle. They've written that in case I collapse anywhere, you cannot put oxygen on my nose. This nose is beautifully made, but it's not functioning. It's not working. So all oxygen must be directed through my neck. The thing you see around my neck is my artificial nose. I have a foam in it, and that foam is saving all the dusty environment. And it's 24 hours use. After 24 hours, I discard, clean up, and then use another set. I press to talk because I have to press on it to bring the voice out. If I press on it, I cannot breathe. So I have to release my hand to enable me breathe. So when you see my hand going in and out, it means I'm pressing and breathing.
I don't want to talk about the financial cost of this thing because you have to, all the time. This is very, worrying because in the society where we find ourselves these days, we like to do self-medication a lot. I don't know if there's something called first aid. I know it applies to, when you have injury, but I didn't know that we have taken it upon ourselves to self-medicate ourselves. Sorry. We've taken it upon ourselves to we'll go for a quick break. We'll be right back after this, so stay with us. Right, you're welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show, and if you're just tuning in, this is Lifestyle on the Show, and this morning we are discussing throat cancer, recognizing the very early stages before it gets to its peak or before it becomes worse. So we have here in the studio Madam Mary Amankwa Fojo, who is taking us through, who is a survivor of throat cancer and is walking us through her story, what's actually happened, and some of the ways we can avoid this very situation. Madam Mary, fine, you're welcome back. I hope you're okay now.
I'm okay. This is normal thing all the throat cancer patients go through. Right. Because our nose is not working. Sometimes everything that is supposed to come from your nose will come from your throat.
Right.
So if I'm talking, I'm having challenges and I have to cough, it's normal with us.
Right.
So it's not anything serious.
I panicked a little, but okay, if you're fine, that's fine. But within this moment, were there ever, like, what kept you going? Were there a time where you felt like, giving up? Because you said, like, you did like about 14 surgeries. It's not easy. Talk of the money, the finances, the pain. Were there ever times where you felt like giving up?
Initially, I had no hope whether I would make it or not, but when my husband left,
Okay.
at a point, I told myself, you will not go and I'll die on top. So I have to fight harder. And I'll need God the more, because I can't fight without God. So I have to promise God, I have to tell God something in exchange of my life. And that was where I told him I will advocate. I don't want anybody to be like me. So far as I carry so beautifully, and you think there's nothing wrong, I go through a lot. Some of the things I go through, if I tell you, my dear, you start crying for me. Even if you go through the surgery successfully, you go through the treatment successfully, life after everything is not easy. Sometimes I walk and people have to look at me double. Sometimes the way when you talk, somebody will, the stigmatization. It's not easy. And through all this, I have to stand high. Because people are looking up to me. I form a group of throat cancer patients who is looking at my strength to build this. So I can never go down. Whether it's hard or not, I have to be strong for myself.
You are indeed a woman of many strengths.
Thank you.
So this morning, what do you want people to, what message do you want to put across to people, like people watching you this morning?
I think things happen to us. And then we take it for granted. We think it's nothing. Let me talk about the signs and symptoms.
Yeah, take us through.
When you have sore throats, you go to the nearby pharmacy, you buy vitamin C.
And they'll buy lozenges.
Thank you. You buy all those stuff, you take it. It goes 3 days, come back. After 2 weeks, maximum of 3 weeks, report to ENT departments. We have doctors who are specialized in ENT, head, nose, and throats. You cannot go to any general doctor because they will treat you generally. But when you go to the ENT specialist, they will do further investigation and know what is causing the sore throat. We have.
Do you find them in any hospital?
They are in Kolebu.
Okay.
They are in 27.
Okay.
They are in Confirmatory. All the big hospitals, they are there.
Right.
They say you are looking for ear, nose, and throat department, ENT. When your voice change, like mine, I didn't take it serious. Any change of voice, please report after 2 weeks. When you see a lamp, something swelling behind your ear, report. Sometimes you have ear pain. It doesn't mean the pain is in the ear, but something is pressing something and you're feeling the pain in the ear.
Right. That even reminds me, how related is the ear to the throat?
We have oral head and neck cancers.
Okay.
So when we say oral, is the mouth linked to the ear, linked to the throat, is connected.
Okay.
So the pain might not be the ear, but the pain might be the throat, and it's pressing a nerve to the ear. So you find the pain in the ear instead of the throat. When you swallow and it's not going, when you breathe and you can't breathe well, sometimes there might be a swelling there that is blocking your airway. You have to report immediately. So don't joke it. It's a normal thing with us. We are used to it. We think it's normal, but I felt you can end you at a place you will not wish to.
Right. So apart from we've learned about smoking being a factor to you getting throat cancer, and also the HPV disease among the youth right now is a major. Apart from these ones, are there any more symptoms or causes?
Those working at chemical shop, and then those working at the sawmill, where the trees, where they've been cutting trees and shaping them and stuff. All the workers must take care of themselves to protect themselves what they can get throat cancer.
Right. Now, I would like you to walk us through some of the habits that we can do, some of the healthy tips that one can do to, when they have like a little kind of discomfort in the throat, what they can do. Someone like me, I use my voice a lot. I sometimes speak from morning to evening talking. There are sometimes when I feel some kind of like a voice change, okay? I don't know if it's because I'm stressing my voice almost all the time talking. What are some of the habits that, someone who happens to be a communication person, customer service, always talking to people, what are some of the simple or lifestyle habits they can do to ensure that they are safe and healthy when it comes to their voice?
You have to avoid over-the-counter drugs. As soon as you experience anything, most of the problem coming in the throat, you cannot see with your eyes.
Right.
But it will show you signs. Go to the prescribed specialist.
Okay.
Once in a while, you can add it to your routine checkup because you use your voice and you value your voice. Go to ENT, let them go through your nose, down the throat and check if everything can. It's yearly routine checkup.
Right.
Over-the-counter drugs must be seized. If anything, see the specialist. Avoid excessive intake of alcohol.
Right.
Once in a while, you can take something small, but it shouldn't be habitual. Morning wapo, early wapo, evening wapo. No. Taking off smoking and other things. Right now, the youth, I think they think when they smoke, that is when they show that they are mature, but no. They are predisposing themselves to future issues.
Right.
So I'll prefer we limit the way. Either we stop or we limit to avoid it, and then we are way to go.
Right. So right now, what message do you have for people that, especially their eating habits, like what they take, like the banku and tilapia? Should they be more careful when eating, certain foods like this?
I would say Ghanaians should be careful with the fruits they buy from town or markets.
Okay.
Because those fruits, most of them are being sprayed by chemicals. So when you get to them, you don't take your time in taking care of it before you boil or eat. It can predispose you to a chemical that is not good in your throat. The way we eat, our way of eating the junk foods, is giving a whole lot of problem apart from cancers. So you should mind what you eat. You should eat a healthy diet, good nutritional diet. There are some food we don't gain anything from it, but yeah, that's what we want. And then they too help us. So I'll approach Ghanaians to take care of the way they eat.
Right now, let's come to your advocacy. You have like an organization or institution, like a foundation. You can walk us through, like speak to us about it as well as we end the show.
Thank you so much for this question. After promising God I want to advocate when He spares my life, He has spared my life. I'm doing very well, but I couldn't do things alone.
Right.
So I have to form a team. So I have a team of oncology nurse, ENT specialists, ENT surgeon, psychologists, psychiatrists. We are a team of about 7. We are formed and small NGO. I would say small NGO because we started just last year,
Right.
March. But last year we were able to win 3 awards which means we are doing good job for Ghana.
We are doing well.
We are creating awareness. Our objective is to create awareness and detection. We don't want anybody to be diagnosed late, because going through late diagnosis will not help you. It takes a lot of grace to survive with a late diagnosis. Aside that, we form a support team for all those who have gone through the surgery, through the treatments, and having financial issues. Living like this is very expensive, oh my dear. This thing is not in Ghana. The one who brought official aid to Kolebu is called Jane. She's a white lady who does voluntary work. She came to introduce this. If not Jane, I would have been voiceless. So Jane introduced me to this. But it's not common, we don't get it. I buy it from UK, US or Canada. And it's $400 a month.
That's like one.
For a pack of 30.
Right.
So this is the way it is. It comes like this 30. And then this is what the foam is in, and it's leaving my breath. So 30 pieces of this is $400. I change it every 24 hours. The NGO target is on the secondary schools, second high schools. They are now experimenting a whole lot of things. They are bad lifestyle. You might think your son or your daughter is not like that. But from the psychologists, we have known that they have double personalities. Some, if they come home, they know their mother is elder of this, their father is taking of this church. So they can portray what you want them to be. But when they get to the school, they are different characters. If I go there, I tell them what I'm going through. Even go to the extent of showing them my feeding tube, how I'm able to eat and drink. The course involved in keeping myself like this, I think it will touch their heart, and some of them will change from the characters they are entering into. But I can't do this alone. I need the public, I need the government, I need companies, I need sponsorship, I need partnership to help me fight this battle. If not, Ghana is going to record a lot of throat cancers in about 10, 15 years to come, because of the bad lifestyle of our youth. I don't want people to be like me. It is not easy to be like me. I pray. I was reading one of my messages, some posted my videos, and I was reading them when we were coming. And somebody said, oh, this voice is AI.
Oh, really? How can this be AI?
I felt like crying. I don't blame that person. He or she has never seen something like that before, but it's there. It says, I need financial support. Everywhere I go with my team. This year, the team is going to Cape Coast around July, August. We are going to advocate.
Right.
We are going to
That's like next month or?
July, August.
Okay.
The team, we are moving from water. That's why I work in St. Anthony Catholic Hospital.
Right.
It's in water. So that's why I formed the team from. I'm carrying the team from water to Cape Coast.
Right.
I need help. I need sponsorship, I need partners, I need churches to come on board. I need churches to invite me to go and talk to the people, because you all need our voice.
Right.
And we need to be healthy.
Right. Thank you. Would you like to say something so we end, like your final words to us, or that would be it?
Ghanaians, so far as you've not seen anybody with throat cancer, or so far as your family member or your loved one have not gotten throat cancer, does not mean throat cancer does not exist. I'm a victim myself. I've given myself to the public, not only to advocate, but to encourage all throat cancer victims who are aiding. If you know you have a relative with throat cancer, please come out. Come and help me fight to save others. Let's assume you have gotten it already. but we need to save others from people like us. I need your help and I need your support. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Auntie Mary. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your presence here, and we hope that our viewers are listening. That when they find themselves, having any form of pain, any form of uncomfortableness, they should just rush to the nearest hospital to get themselves checked. Because this is a very serious situation. A little something can lead to a serious issue like throat cancer. Then it means we really need to take care of ourselves as individuals. So yes, this is where we end the show on the Koko Digest Morning Show this morning, and we've been talking to Madam Mary Fojo. Madam Mary Fojo, yes, we had her on the show today, a throat cancer survivor, talking to us about how we can, do or get early detection before it gets worse. So this has been the lifestyle segment on the Koko Digest Morning Show. Once again, my name is Annabelle Bevan EJB, and if you missed this particular conversation, I urge you to go back to our social media. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube. When you check on social media, Clock TV GH, you are going to get the whole vibe of the conversation. Go back, watch, and learn from it. Thank you so much for watching us today. We wouldn't have done this without you, and do have a blessed day.